everyone knows what an accounting software will do. You want it to be able to raise an invoice, reconcile your bank, and create statements that you can send out to your client. But those are not the only benefits. Those are the benefits for the business. But with Xero, you best way to look at it is look at it as a collaborative tool between you and your client. There are quite a few reports that are exclusive to Xero that most of the other softwares do not have in them. And the best example that I can actually think of is something that Rayanne posted, it must have been a couple of weeks ago, which is the general ledger exceptions report. Quite a lot of businesses that use Xero actually never heard of that report, but for me, it is one of the best reports that is in Xero. And what the general ledger exceptions report allows you to do is it reports on anything that is out of the ordinary. If you're posting transactions to a particular nominal account and the average amount that's going in is, say, $200, if there's a transaction that goes in there that is 1,000, it will automatically flag it up as this is an exception. Can you please review this? Other things that it can also throw out is if there's
Sorry, Sheikh, just
yes,
to give you a live example. I actually didn't know about this report until I met with you, right?
yeah,
And we literally implemented it in our review process
hmm,
when we send the accounts, before we send the accounts out to our clients. And effectively, it meant that our reviewers probably saved around 2 to 3 hours because literally it goes through all of the transactions. So normally when you're reviewing the P&L and balance sheet, right? And then if you see any discrepancies and on the account code level, you don't always review it unless really material. But what this report does is it means that every single transaction, whether it's got the wrong VAT code or the wrong account code or the wrong amount, it literally flags it up. So you can go into every single transaction, the highlighted transaction, and then query it or get it fixed, which means that where an audit would take half a day to go through all the transactions, it literally takes half an hour now. And it means that we can now provide reports that have a better quality to our clients
hmm,
than, say, not having enough time to go through every single transaction. And I think that's been a real kind of game changer for us from a internal process point of view.
hmm.
So, thank you.
No, that's all right. You are welcome. And I'll just cite another example. There's a practice that I work really closely with, and they've actually changed their way of working through the general ledger exceptions report, where normally when you're presenting the report back to the partner for review, you'd have the P&L balance sheets or the accounts at the top. They now require you to have the general ledger exceptions report at the top. So as the person doing the job yourself, if you see any exceptions, you're actually going to fix them before you hand it over onto someone else. And the reviewer themselves, when they go and look at this report, first thing is look at the exceptions report. So that's greatly reduced how long it's also taking them to review any of the jobs. Then another thing that I can touch on as well is the fixed assets register. So Xero also provides you with a fixed asset register. And anytime you record a transaction and post to a fixed asset nominal account, Xero will actually create a draft fixed asset for you. So that definitely saves quite a lot of time. And not only does it just keep track of how many assets you have, once the asset is registered, you can run your depreciation at the click of a button, or depreciation journals. You can run them for the entire year on a month by month basis at the click of a button in Xero. And if you have any disposals of any of those fixed assets, Xero will post all of the journals that are required for you as well. I know that was one of the headaches that I used to have when I was in practice, having to post the fixed asset depreciation reversal journals, making sure it's going to the right account, and also knowing exactly how much profit has been made on the fixed asset. But this time around, through the use of Xero, all you need to know is which nominal account do the profits from the fixed asset sale are supposed to be posted to. And once you've determined that, everything else will be posted directly within Xero. Then Xero, as I mentioned, you have to use it as a collaborative tool. your clients, I've seen a lot of accountants who have their clients creating the invoices on Excel, then sending those invoices to the accountant for the accountant to enter into the software. But Xero, you can invite your clients into Xero directly, and your clients will be able to create invoice directly within the software. Some people do not want to invite their clients because they think they'll mess around with everything else that is in the account. But one of the benefits is that Xero has different levels when it comes to the user settings. So for your clients, if you have a client that like to click around a lot, you can always set them up as an invoice only individual. And as invoice only, all they can do is create invoices, send them, and mark them as paid. And talking of payments, Xero also has something that we call payment services. And payment services allow you to attach a payment software like PayPal onto the invoice that you create. So as you send the invoice directly from Xero to your customer, there will be a pay now button that will also appear on the invoice that you send. And as soon as they click pay now, money will be hitting your bank account.